College, the Fighting Blue Bears. We have head coach Tiffany Silver in her second season at Livingston. Last year they were 9-7 in conference play and 14-13 overall. And head coach James Stinson, his team finished 11-17 and an outstanding quarterfinal game, which we'll talk about in last year's CIAA tournament. Coach Silver, would you please give us an opening statement about what we can see from the Blue Bears this season?
I think we'll see a lot of what we were able to provide last year. We weren't, once again, this season ranked where we see ourselves, and it's been motivation for our team. And last year we had a very high intensity play game, scored a lot of points. That's the same thing that we're going to continue to do as well this year by leader Zayna Levy. She's been a walking double-double for us last year. I believe she had 13 to 14 double-doubles throughout the season. Zayna led the CI. She was top 5 in every statistical category last year. So she set the tone so far for preseason. We have a host of newcomers that have to kind of get broken into the CI play. But I think she's doing a great job of preparing them for that.
Coach Stinson?
Yes, first to God be the glory. For this upcoming year, I think that our expectations are set forth based off of what our institution's mission is. Our mission is to continue to cultivate our student athletes and try to be successful. We have lost a lot of players this past year, a large majority of our offense, but we also have some young freshmen and some kids that are returning that will provide that leadership. So we'll continue on working hard each and every day to try to get better and be competitive in the CIAA.
A lot of your fellow coaches are afraid to tell us about players. We don't see them in a month, so there's no secret here. But let me ask you, Roger Ray will be returning.
Yes.
Jimmy Wilson,
No.
he's not back. And how about Ramel Belfield?
Yes.
Talk about Belfield and Ray.
Belfield has provided leadership quality unlike he's done before. He's a product of Coach Buck Jones. And this young man has taken the lead in showing the young guys of how the Livingston way, excellence, is done. And so just really proud of him. He has put forth the effort not only in preseason but study hall and everything else. So he's been that leader. Roger Ray is an exceptional talent. He has a work ethic that's unbelievable. He's consistently trying to get better, and he's not settling for anything. His whole goal is to not have the feeling that he had last year, and that's his motivation, being able to win and win with respect for our program and for others.
Coach Silver, you talked about Zayna, and I'm just looking at some notes. At 43-point baskets in 13 games where he had 10 or more rebounds. So, yeah, the walking double-double is certainly true. But in addition to Zayna, some young ladies that you're going to expect to step their game up and maybe match her point for point or intensity at least.
Asia Green, she's a returning sophomore. Her and Zayna are the only two returning from the roster last year. We expect a lot from Asia. She's been quite a freak of nature. She's a track star. She's a CIAA champion of javelin. She brings a lot to the table. Her work ethic is just unparalleled. We have another young lady who's not a stranger to CIAA. Kiera was at Livingston played a year ago, and she's back as well. She's a 5'11", 1-4 player. We like to consider her a matchup nightmare for our opponent. She can pretty much do it all. So Zayna definitely has some help coming along this year.
I saw you guys at home in Trent 3, maybe 4 times. But the game I remember is Virginia State, that Sunday afternoon snow game. And I'm 2 seats away from you. There was an intensity out of you and your bench, but your team that you don't see a lot. And you guys kept playing and you fed off the crowd. Is that Livingston women's basketball now, that intensity, that fierceness, that every possession is do or die kind of type thing?
That's Livingston in general. We have a blue collar work ethic. From the moment the whistle goes on to the horn blows at the end, we go at 100 miles an hour. We're very intense and intend to be intense from the beginning to the end. And we do feed off of our crowd. We have a fantastic home base. It's an advantage for us to have a home game, the way we pack the house, the energy that everybody brings there, from the support from the very top all the way down to the bottom. So yes, it is a big difference.
You remember that game, right?
Oh, absolutely, I do.
Questions from the floor. John Gale, Winston-Salem Journal. I know you, John, so I'll just save you the other.
Thanks, Tim. James, wanted to ask you, I'm sure your players have seen you now and dropping of the weight. What was the best comment from one of your players, and how did you do it?
That was their comment. Coach, how did you do it? And it's just an opportunity to tell them that through hard work and dedication, you can do, and through the grace of God, all things are possible. So that was their comment, how did I do it? And I told them, just look at me as an example of what you can do and what you'll be able to do if you have a goal that's set. And if it's that important, then you'll reach it.
Coach, one thing that, and again, I don't have a favorite, but one thing that I admire about you is that you have, through good and bad, remained very level-headed. Not a lot of highs, not a lot of lows. How have you been able to do that? Because 2-3 years ago, you guys, won back-to-back championships, had won championships in the history, and then you win them, and it would have been very easy for you to kind of change, or your program to change. You've changed, obviously, it's getting better, but how have you been able to maintain the poise that you've had?
And a lot of times, Stan, people they may not want to hear it in press conferences or anything else. It's just that, I think the word speaks in volumes about, don't talk about tomorrow because you don't know what tomorrow may bring, and don't let your own lips talk about how great you are. Let someone else do it. And that's my motto to my guys, that humble yourself before his mighty hand, and he'll exalt you in his due time, not my due time. So my whole concept is trying to make sure that these kids have an opportunity to be valuable people amongst today's society, and that's our president's way. That's our our AD's way, and that's what I try to do. I just try to stay humble and even tone, because if you start to get too high and too low, then your guys will always kind of respond off of that. So we want to be prepared. We want to be prepared in every aspect of life, and this is no longer just a lot of people. This is their life. It is a life for me, but the life for me is to see them be successful, not Coach Stinson being successful. It's having them to give them an opportunity so they'll be able to give back. You know what I went through at Barber Scotia and everything that happened there, but when you have great alums, they had a great experience, then they're going to always remember and come back, and then they're going to give, and that's going to make our schools more valuable.
Thank you, sir. John Dale?
Yes, James, and one more question about the competitiveness of the Southern Division. What are those games like there toward the end of the season? And the Southern just always seems to be up in the air. How fun are those games?
Those games are really fun, and they're exciting. Our athletic director is actually the head coach, because he's the motivational speaker, that he'll come in and speak on behalf of the team, because that side is very, very tough. Both sides are tough. In preparing every day, it's tough. It's tough. But it's an excitement that the CIAA provides, and the atmosphere is electric, no matter where you are, St. Aug, Shaw, Johnson C. Smith, Winston-Salem. Every place is electric, and in our own place, we provide that same atmosphere. So we have to get up to play those games.
In our last minute, we have Coach Silver now in your second year, and kind of to rub off what Coach said about the competition in the CIAA. CIAA South competition for the women's side is very intense also. What did you learn from last year to this year, how you're going to be a better coach, and your thoughts on the division?
The CI, it's everything that is cranked up to be. It's everything I thought it would be prior to coming to the conference. Divisional play is it's night in and night out. You have to bring your A game. The game is definitely not one on paper. It's one on the court every night. You have to be prepared. You can't intend to go with the same game plan that you may have had the first time you all cross paths. You definitely have to keep being, a step ahead in order to be successful.
two of the best around in the CIAA. Tiffany Silver on the women's side and James Stinson from the men's side. The Blue Bears of Livingston College. Coaches, thank you very much and good luck this season.
Thank you.